Welcome to the City of Fury, Buenos Aires, Argentina, for the first round of the 2025 World Supercross Championship. This is the Buenos Aires City GP.
Tonight, the world's fastest riders descend upon South America. Ken Roczen, Jason Anderson, Justin Cooper, Christian Craig, and of course, Haiden Danger making his much anticipated 450 debut. All of them here tonight for the opening round of the World Supercross Championship.
Practice is done, qualifying is complete, the Super Pole is in the rearview mirror. It's time to drop the gate, but before we do, let's take a look at how World Supercross works.
World Supercross brings together the best riders from around the globe as they fight to be crowned the FIM World Champion. There are two classes, SX1, which sees the 450cc bikes go bar to bar, and SX2, which sees the lighter 250cc bikes take flight around these hardcore Supercross tracks. Each round begins with qualifying in two 10-minute sessions, which sees the top four from each class go through into Super Pole, a one-lap shootout which decides the order of gate pick for SX1 and SX2. Then the fight for the championship points begins, as each rider has 3 opportunities to score big, 2 sprint races over 8 laps for a maximum of 10 points before the main event, where 25 championship points are up for grabs for the winner of each class. Each race is vital, and riders will need to do all they can to score the maximum amount of points before the championship finale in Cape Town, South Africa. It's time to light the candle around the globe. This is World Supercross.
Hi everybody, welcome to World Supercross. I am Daniel Blair. This is the former World Supercross champion, that is Jeff Emig. Welcome to Buenos Aires for the Buenos Aires City GP. And Jeff, you have been a part of this championship for multiple years. You've seen the talent on the gate, but have you ever seen this many riders this talented at a World Supercross?
I mean, the number of champions that we have from around the globe. Let me read you some names. Ken Roczen, Shane McElrath, former champions here. Jason Anderson, Christian Craig from America, Matt Moss from Australia, Jordi Tixier, Maxime Desprez from France. And let's not forget, we've got Haiden Deegan's first ride on a 450 here tonight.
Jeff, it's the opening night, first round of the championship, and for most riders, I could kind of feel the edginess, the vibes in the pits. You've been here before, you've raced many opening rounds in your life. What advice would you give for the riders right now who are feeling a little edgy, feeling a little excited before we go and drop a gate?
Well, you have to breathe, right? There's a lot going on. They've flown halfway across the world for most of these athletes to be here. They've been through qualifying and practice, but now the race has started. They got to breathe, and they have to keep their nerves down, keep their heart rate in check, because this is where it all starts. We got 5 rounds of World Supercross, but it starts here tonight.
And this is what it looks like. 3 races make up the overall winner in Buenos Aires. Race 1 and race 2 are 8 laps long. There are points paid in both of those races. Now race 3, 25 points on the line. It's the main event. 12 laps long for both classes. All 3 races are going to count this year. A big change for the 2025 season. Before we drop a gate in SX2, let's take a look at the ones to watch in the class.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Buenos Aires as we get ready to go here at the Ciudad Autodromo Oscar E. Juan Galvez racetrack in Buenos Aires, the Buenos Aires City GP, race number 1 for SX2. I'll be calling this race for you alongside my good buddy Jeff Emig, former World Supercross champ. Here we go, Jeff, getting ready to go.
Well, we've had 2 qualifying practices, like I mentioned, Super Pole, but now we start the 3-race format for the winner of the GP. Right there, Michael Hicks on the Stark's debut, the electric motorcycle in Supercross, and I look for some great finishes out of him.
Jeff, there's a look at who's in which gate. Who do you think got the right gate pick? Obviously, Super Pole decided who got to pick first, but who got the right gate?
Well, I mean, Anstie had first pick, right? So he's in a good spot, Hicks. But what we really don't know is
these racers are ready to push themselves mentally and physically farther than they ever have. They will race 5 events on 5 continents over the next 6 weeks, taking their race bikes to levels engineers never designed them to achieve. It's all part of the quest to be a true world champion. That quest to be the FIM Supercross champion of the world begins now. Vamos desde Argentina! Here we go!
Oh, from the outside, the Stark. Kobush was on the outside. Anstey with the whole shot.
Anstey right to the front on the blue bike, number 99. New leader, Jeff. Kobush on the 39. No, make that Viney. Noah Viney on the 39 got there. Anstey sits in second as this one settles in.
Anstey tried to poke a wheel in there.
Everybody getting familiar with the new numbers for all these riders, some of them with new numbers for the year, so we'll try to get you up to speed with them as quick as we can. That's Kyle Peters on the Kawasaki running in third, the 110. And Anstey making the charge. Here he comes on the 99, and the Englishman goes to the front and into the lead. Here comes the 43 as well. That's Cullen Park. He's moving up on that Moto Concepts machine.
Kobush with that great start comes across the line in 8th, dropped a few positions, and last looks like Michael Hicks, who had such a good super pole. He was second on the start. He is last right now. He's got some work to do.
Peters closing in quickly on the backside of Viney as this fight for second develops here, coming right at you in your living room. There's the number 2 machine. If that's Cole Thompson, he's on the Venom Bud Racing Cowie. He sits in 5th, does the Canadian rider.
And Ralph, as I look back through the pack, the rider that I'm wondering where he's at right now is Shane McElrath, the reigning champion, back in 9th, has just been a click off today, missed Super Pole, just hasn't quite found the speed that he needs. So he's going to have to trust his experience and his fitness to get inside the top 3 here by the end of this moto.
Look at the 43 coming around here. Cullen Park trying to make a move on Peters, but Peters is focused fully on the riders in front of him, and everybody's chasing Max Anstey. Peters goes to second.
Cullen Park trying to go around the outside.
Peters on the 110, Park on the 43. This is the best fight on the racetrack right now. It's for second place.
Schock makes the move on Viney.
Yep, that's going to put him up to 4th. Cody Schock on the Arby's Rick Ware Racing entry.
We got a split here. Let's see if Park can get around the outside. He has been fast all day long.
It looks like Peters is running a good defensive line and is just making it really tough for Park to get past.
Well, and Peters is a multi-time arena cross champion, which is a format of racing in America that's about sometimes a quarter of the size of track of this, sometimes half the size. Peters definitely experienced, but here's Park around the outside, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he's got him right there. Peters out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Well, Ralph, the whoops section is a really wide lane, but the whoops have been the story and the toughest part of the track all day long.
There's the 16, Jeff. That's Enzo Lopes, the Brazilian rider you were talking about on the Arby's Rick Ware Racing bike. He is up to 5th right now.
Number 1 on the Quad Lock Honda, your reigning champion.
McElrath closing in, up, showing in 7th on his Quad Lock Honda.
Ooh, has to slam on the brakes, fall in line here. He's got 3 riders directly in front of him that if he can make a pass quickly.
There's one. He gets around Lopes.
And you got to remember, all these riders, it's the first race of the championship. There's some nerves, yeah, and this first race of 3 here tonight can definitely help settle those nerves. Who was that just got up the inside of Cody Schock?
Cole Thompson.
Cole Thompson, he has been super fast today too.
And he's right behind his teammate, Kyle Peters right now. So those Venom Bud Racing bikes run 3rd and 4th right now.
Yeah, one of the 2 French teams that we have here in World Supercross.
Yeah, so there's Anthony Bourdon, the number 100 on the Quad Lock Honda. Speaking of French riders, he sits in 7th now behind McElrath. Here he comes. Cody Schock just in front of him. Meanwhile, up front, smooth race for this guy who's been the class of the field all day long. Max Anstey, the former champ, looking like he's going to contend once again here in 25.
Yeah, a 5.5 second lead over Cullen Park on that Moto Concepts bike. And I mean, he's just kind of checked out. And when you allow a rider like him to get out front like that, well, he earned his way. He passed his way to the front. I shouldn't say it loud. He has a clear track, so he's just out there clicking off his laps. Meanwhile, Cole Thompson has his hands full. He's got Peters. He's got McElrath.
Yeah.
Just behind him, Cody Schock.
That's a tight fight going on right there. That is third, fourth, fifth having at it here in Buenos Aires. And Jeff, these first two races, these sprint races, are 8 laps, 10 points up for grabs if you get the win.
Yeah, first 10 through 1 in points. If you finish where Viney's at right now in 14th, that's 0 points.
That's a big old thanks for playing. We'll see you in race number 2.
Track's starting to work in a little bit right now. We got a lot of rain yesterday, but the track crew actually had to put some water down earlier today. Of course, now the sun's gone down, a little bit of moisture's coming up. It's getting a little slippery, and the whoop section is going to be one of the toughest spots. McElrath, he basically goes around the outside of Thompson. Is he going to block the lane? Yes. Pushes Peters, or just takes his line away.
And look at Schock come up the inside of the 69. Cody Schock right there on that Arby's Rick Ware Racing entry. The Yamaha mounted rider getting right in the thick of this one.
He tried to force his way in there, but it just didn't work. Upset the balance of his Yamaha.
He had the outside line coming over this rhythm section here.
Well, and for Schock, he's got Bourdon and Desperate, 2 French riders breathing down his neck, so he can't afford to make those little mistakes as he's trying to pass the rider in front of him.
And at the back of that line, Jeff, I caught a glimpse of Michael Hicks on the number 460. That's the Stark Racing entry, that all-electric motorcycle that we're seeing for the first time ever. Final lap underway here with SX2 race number 1. Just an 8-lap sprint race. Anstey having led this one all the way so far.
Yeah, Anstey's 6.5 seconds out front. I mean, he's just basically done his own thing. This group, though, on the other hand, we go back to our leader. Schock looks like he was making a move through the rhythm. We'll have to see if we get him in the next shot.
Finishing order here in race 1 will not in any way impact the gate lineup for race number 2. You start exactly how you did in race 1, in race 2, and then in race 3, the same as well. This is all about points. 10 of them up for grabs for the winner, and Max Anstey looking to lay claim to it just like he did Super Bowl. Blasts through the whoops one more time, and the Englishman around the final corner, the former champ, comes to the finish line, and he'll win as he lights the candles to take the win here in race number 1 of SX2 at the GP Ciudad de Buenos Aires.
That was a really good race, Ralph. I mean, that middle pack there from Park all the way back to about Lopes or so. I mean, it could have gone any way. And I tell you, Park and McElrath were really impressive because they had to ride through the pack.
10 big points taken by Max Anstey. And Jeff, for those wondering about the Stark, the electric bike will finish 10th with Michael Hicks, and it will also finish 12th with Lance Kobush in his first ever race in World Supercross competition. But there's your winner right there, Team GSM's Max Anstey.
Yeah, the British rider, he just looks so strong and smooth, and you know, he had to make a pass or two to get the lead, and then just rode his own race.
Well, let's hear from the winner. Trackside is Kristen Beat.
With the whole shot, a lonely race win out there, but that has to be satisfying. Max, what did that track demand of you?
It's slick. It's really slippery tonight. Now the moisture started to come up, so yeah, there's some slick patches, but no, just kept it solid. I've got 2 more of these things, so didn't want to do too much when I got out front. I was happy just sitting at that pace. So yeah, let's go back, regroup, and go again.
What will you be telling yourself during that regroup?
Do the same thing again, I guess. That's about it. No, I mean, just do what I do. Try not to think too much and talk too much to myself about it. So I'll just, yeah, what an interesting question. I don't know. I guess what I'm going to do is probably go back, have a cup of tea, and then figure out where I can go a little bit faster and see if I can make the gap a bit bigger for the next one. Yeah, that's it.
Like a true Brit. Thanks so much, Max, our rider from the UK this season, guys.
Yeah, and Kristen, all he's got to do is come to our TV truck because all of our gang from Aurora are coming from the UK. They totally understand that. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here, Jeff. As this one got underway, Anstey right to the front, up the inside, and hard on the brakes.
Yeah, he did, and And just a great start right there. And then that was Viney that jumps to the inside and takes that position away. Really aggressive, but he was so strong through the whoops. And that's Max's comment about the moisture coming up and getting slippery was exactly what I was predicting. He didn't have any problem with it, obviously. He looked fantastic, but the battle behind was just fantastic. I mean, we had riders side by side. Colin Park up to second. Such a great ride. Peters in this picture here, he would go back to sixth, but Park looks really impressive on that Moto Concepts bike.
Yeah, he ended up second, 6.5 seconds back. McElrath third. And Anstey, who finished second in this championship in 2022, won it in 2023, was 15th a year ago, just picked up his 10th race win in his career and is well on his way to having a fantastic night here in Buenos Aires. All right. Max Anstey puts it all together in race one, so he takes the 10 points with the win over Cullen Park, McElrath, Thompson, and Schock. There'll be another 10 points up for grabs in race two, and then 25 points up for grabs at the end of race number 3. So race one of SX2 in the books, and it's the Englishman Max Anstey taking the victory here. Packed house here in Buenos Aires as we are at the Ciudad Autodromo Oscar Y Juan Galvez racetrack. We are on the south side of Buenos Aires. Very, very famous road course here. Held many Formula One races, 1,000-kilometer sports car events, MotoGP. It's contested here many times. In fact, there is word that MotoGP will be returning here in 2027. We'll see how that goes. But so much to see around this very famous and legendary racetrack that opened in 1952. Back Buenos Aires and Argentina, the home of the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio, whose face is all around this racetrack, the master El Maestro. And here's the standings now, Jeff, after one round. 2 more to go tonight.
Taking a look here. Great crowd on hand. The enthusiasm of the fans to have World Supercross here in Buenos Aires was just outstanding.
Here's a look at what's coming up the rest of tonight. We're going to move on now to sprint race number 1 for SX1. That's an 8-lapper for 10 points. And we have race 2 for SX2, and then race 2 for SX1, so forth and so on into the 2 main events yet to go.
12 laps and 25 points for the win once we get to the final race.
It's going to be physically tough on these guys. You know, 8 laps, and then that 12-lapper at the end of the night. These guys are, not only are they physically worn out, everybody's still dealing with jet lag, getting themselves together, ready to go racing. SX1 set. All right, here we go. It's time for race number 1 for SX1. Jeff, this is the big 450cc bikes ready to go in the Buenos Aires City GP, their first race of the evening.
Well, and these are the veterans. This is the top class in World Supercross. And, you know, Daniel and I were making our picks. I went with Ken Roczen, okay? He's been sick for the last couple of days. He has not been able to keep any food down. He's been super fast, right? He won Super Pole, all of that. But now it's going to get tougher because he's got 2 8-lap races, then a 12-lapper. And I'm questioning whether or not the former champion has the energy, is going to be able to sustain that throughout these 3 races.
There you see Kenny right there on that number 94. Inside of a minute and a half to go. And there's Haiden Danger, Jeff, making that 450 debut. He's doing it here with us in World Supercross, doing it here in Buenos Aires. A highly, highly anticipated start. And there is the Quad Lock Honda.
Christian Craig, new to this Quad Lock Honda team, Australian team. But if you look to the far left of the start, you see the 38, the Yamaha rider of Haiden Danger. So his gate pick should have been better. There seems to be some controversy that he didn't get his gate pick in time. We have a new system where you have to make your gate pick before you go up, which was like 30 minutes or an hour ago. And so he is now last gate pick all the way on the rider's outside, and that's going to be a massive disadvantage for the rookie who's riding the 450 for the first time in his career. A lot of expectations out of this young man.
And he's going to have to start every one of these 3 races tonight from that gate. You see the countdown clock. 30-second board is up. It's going to turn sideways, and she's going to exit the racetrack, and we're going to get underway. You see Anderson to the far right. Ken Roczen right next to the doghouse, just to the right of it. Here we go, getting set. The first race for the 450s of the 2025 season about to get underway. Deegan with a big slide coming out of the gate. Terrible start for him. Roczen goes right to the front, but he's got challengers up the inside. A couple of riders down there in chaos corner. Here goes Roczen. Best thing he can do, Jeff, is get out front and set a pace he can stay with.
Yeah, set a pace that he can sustain and just not have that pressure of having guys like battling you to where it really wears him out. Oh, we got more riders down.
Christian Craig is right behind him in second place. Is that Anderson?
Anderson.
Yes, Anderson. El Hombre is down, making his debut in this championship.
I believe that was Devin Simonson and possibly Ryan Brees down in the first turn.
Caught a glimpse of Joey Savacci. Looks like he is sitting in 4th right now on the 17 in the black riding gear to the far right through the whoops there.
Timing and scoring has Vince Freese on the start, dead last, 16th. His teammate.
Yeah, I think he got knocked down, Jeff.
Yeah. Jorge Zaragoza, the rider out of Spain, currently
Here's a replay.
6th.
Okay, watch the 9:17. 7:19 is Freese.
Oh, the bike
there. Oh, he got
around.
caught. He got caught by the bike, and there he goes into the.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
Right there. That's what took Vince to the back.
No problem though for Ken Roczen.
No, Roczen doing a great job right now. The former world champion.
Christian Craig, Joey Savacci, 2nd and 3rd, both on the Quad Lock Honda. And we talked to Yuriv Konski, the team owner of this Quad Lock Honda team. And they brought on Christian Craig to join Joey Savacci. They have big hopes for both riders, especially in the team competition.
Here's Deegan right here, and he is digging. Haiden Danger up to 8th on his Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing bike. And that, Jeff, is a tremendous ride as we catch a glimpse of Justin Cooper right here on the 32. Coop is up to 8th. He's right behind Deegan on his matching Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing bike. 2 wild cards.
Deegan already up to 6th. Zaragoza
is right in front of him. That's who he's chasing right now. There they are, coming at you.
And Justin Cooper, not a great start for him, but certainly one of the riders being a wild card that you really feel like has the speed and the talent to compete for the win.
All right, Jeff, let's watch Haiden Danger here on that 38. The blue machine battling, trying to get around Zaragoza on the start. That's an electric bike just in front of him, and he's got his teammate Cooper coming up to the inside. So let's watch his racecraft on the 450, Jeff. You've seen him a bunch on the 250. How's he doing here as he closes in on Zaragoza on the outside?
Yeah, he closed in on him a little bit, but didn't have the line going into the turn. Now, the word is that the start, if it does have a little disadvantage, is that it doesn't get across the whoops as good as the internal combustion engines.
But how is Deegan doing adjusting to the 450? You like his style as he gets around Zaragoza here?
Oh, he was riding in practice today. He was riding a 450 like it was a 250. He was revving the thing out, hitting the rev limiter. I mean, I think it was 2nd round of practice. He was fastest. I mean, this is a lot more bike, right? There's 200 cc's more displacement. And
Cooper gets around Zaragoza now too, so they're now going to move up, both of them. They will be running 6th and 7th, Deegan and Cooper here.
And look at this lead for Ken Roczen, 4.2 seconds over Christian Craig. Savacci about 3 seconds behind Craig. Matt Moss, the Australian, still running fourth.
What I love seeing out of Deegan right now, Jeff, he is really flowing. You can see him doing the big whips coming over the finish line jump. He is into it.
Oh, blasting the turns, just tough blocks flying everywhere.
He's having fun, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just that type of kid. He's 19 years old. He's having the time of his life. You know, this is the first time that Haiden Danger has ever been out of the United States.
Yeah.
Ever.
First time out of the country.
Yeah.
He's really had a big time over here, taking in the sights. He has been like the Beatles going on tour.
Oh, here's Justin Cooper.
Here he comes inside of his teammate. Now Hayden's going to have to figure out how to get back around him. But Jeff, this is one of the things they wanted him to experience in his development. Get out there, run up front with the top riders like a Justin Cooper. If they get by you, then follow him. Get right up behind him and see what they do. Learn from it.
Yeah, Justin Cooper had a terrible run through the whoops. He was down the right side, and Deegan just really blasted there. Oh, he's trying to make the move on Moss as Paulatelli, Moto Concepts rider, is fourth. Moss to fifth. And now Deegan to fifth.
Deegan just 19 years of age. Cooper, 28.
Both riders out of America on the Star Racing, or Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha.
You see the 98 of Austin Paulatelli in that Moto Concepts Racing entry. Paulatelli sits fourth. So Haiden Danger doing right what they want as he gets around him. He's inside the top five now, up to fourth. Running well. Remember, Jeff, he had that terrible gate pick, had a terrible start, was dead last going into the first corner, and now Haiden Danger finds himself up to fourth.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, watch what he's doing here. Oh, we just missed it. He's blasting tough blocks on the outside, just throttling up the Yamaha. Meanwhile, Ken Roczen out front, just doing what Ken Roczen has done so many times. You give Ken Roczen a clear track, and he's allowed to ride whatever line he wants. He makes it look so easy.
He's got a 5.5-second lead. He ran his last lap of the 54.7, Jeff. So I think he's pushing just hard enough. That's a fairly quick lap time, but not too fast. Deegan having made up 12 spots already here in this race. 12 positions.
Yeah,
impressive ride.
Really impressive.
Final lap for Ken Roczen, who's going to be very happy to see this one come to an end. He can go back and relax a little bit, hopefully rehydrate some, Jeff. He'll pick up 10 points and get ready for race number 2.
I mean, that's the way to do it if you're Ken Roczen, right? Just try to stay in your zone, try to conserve energy and ride as efficiently as you can. Obviously, getting off early in the race with the whole shot makes life so much easier, but it's only going to get tougher as the night goes on. This is 8 laps, the next one's 8 laps, then it's going to be 12 at the end of the night. The track's getting really slippery, it's getting difficult, the whoops are going to be more difficult as the night goes on, but Ken Roczen is riding like the champion that he is.
Ken Roczen doing a tremendous job, looking to grab these 10 valuable points. Here he comes, headed to the checkered flags. Kenny Roczen lights the candles here in Buenos Aires to take race number 1. Christian Craig will finish in second. That's an outstanding ride for him. Joey Savacci in a good position in third, and here he comes in his 450 debut. Haiden Danger will come across the finish line jump in fourth, and a big cheer, I gotta believe, Jeff, just went up in Temecula, California at the Deegan family home.
Yeah, and he was only 14.7 seconds off of the lead after starting last and having to pass riders. That was a really impressive ride for him. His last lap was a 55.3, quicker than Ken Roczen.
He was 7th in qualifying practice, didn't make Super Pole, had the worst gate pick of the night, passed 12 riders to finish 4th in his 450 debut, and he's got 2 more races to go. I think we're in store for a great night with Haiden Danger. And Ken Roczen as well, Kristen.
Ken, battling his stomach virus all week, but can you maintain, do you have enough in the tank for 2 more starts?
I am very surprised, but as of right now on the track and the race, I felt really good. I was a little worried not having enough nutrition in general in me, but as of right now, I feel really good. Great start, whole shot. The track's tricky. I mean, it's tacky in some areas, but very slippery exiting the turn. So I just rode really mellow, really calm, strung the laps together, and didn't overdo it. I mean, I had a gap to the to Christian behind me, and just rode my own race. So I'm very pleased with the first one.
Ken Roczen's 10th career World Supercross race win. Ralph?
All right, Kristen, it's going to be interesting to see if Ken can make it through the rest of the night. He's got another 8-lap race and then finish the night off with a 12-lap race with 25 points up for grabs. We'll see how the former world champ can do here tonight. Getting ready now for SX2 race number 2, and Daniel Blair is going to join Jeff and I here in the booth for the call of this one. Guys, let's talk for a second about that electric start. Sebastian went in there and describing about how they're trying to find a BOP, a balance of power. Do you think they hit on a good enough one coming into this first round? All right, well, unfortunately, we're not hearing Daniel's mic, so Jeff, your thoughts on how the bike is performing here?
Yeah, I mean, it's good off of the starts, right? They've got some good starts there, but, you know, we kind of have a general idea that through the whoops, because it doesn't have a clutch, and the importance of the clutch, being able to use the clutch going through the whoops, that could be an issue. But we're just, you know, 2 races in. We're just getting the feel for the start. This is a new team, some new riders, and so I think that we just haven't seen what the full potential is yet. But the way that Michael Hicks rode the Super Pole has shown us that's definitely capable.
All right, the riders are making their way out onto the track now as we get ready for race number 2 of SX2. That's coming up next. All right, getting ready as the riders are getting their formation lap, or a sighting lap, as it's called. This is their last opportunity to get a quick look at the track before they slot into their gate, and we drop it and go racing once again. Boy, so far, Daniel, I mean, Max Anstey has just been on it in this class tonight.
Yeah, the opening lap of practice today, he seemed like he was a man on a mission, and he's not really let up all night. Both practice sessions, qualifying, Super Pole, race 1, and you could tell by his interview after the race, he's pretty confident now. And Jeff, we talked at the opening of the show that the nerves, the jitters coming in, I'm sure he had them too, but are you thinking maybe he has settled in just a bit now after he's had such a great day?
Well, yeah, but I don't think that he hasn't shown any signs of that. Now, McElrath, who certainly is one of the top picks, he looked so relaxed when Kristen interviewed him after the first race. And okay, we got that out of the way. He went out and set the fastest lap in race 1. So, you know, you got to think that some of the veterans like McElrath are going to be better this race.
There you see our time check to the race. Got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds before we have the gate drop. And we'll see how that cup of tea worked out for Max Anstey, as he said he was going to take a traditional UK break here.
I got to say, though, who I think I was the most impressed with, other than Max, obviously, Colin Park on the Moto Concepts bike. I mean, that was a great performance for him, and he just seemed so strong. Watching him in qualifying practice today, just seemed like he didn't really make a lot of mistakes, and if he can use this great finish that he had to build his confidence, you know, if Max makes a mistake, gets a bad start, Park, McElrath, some of these guys could equal out some of the points here going into the final race.
Yeah, I was really impressed with him too, and he's a rider who's emerging. He's at that stage in his career, the trajectory's going upward. He's had a great 2025, and if he has a great series and a great championship, I think that could lead into a really solid future. He's got a lot of talent. He also comes from an arena cross background, so he's got good racecraft, but the confidence is starting to kick right now for him, and that race solidifies where I think he knows he's going.
That poor Bourdon here on the quad lock Honda, taking some deep breaths. Just trying to keep the adrenaline down, keep calm, keep your heart rate in check.
Bourdon is in gate 12.
Last little bit here, the riders trying to get ready, get their focus. McElrath.
There's McElrath.
Way on the inside.
Boy, he's got to get this one right, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to get this one right.
I mean,
he cannot allow Anstey to sweep the day.
Yeah, there's 13 riders out there that are thinking, I need to start in front of Max Anstey.
Here's the countdown. Coming up to just 20 seconds to go. The 30-second board will turn sideways. They will walk off the racetrack. The gate will drop and will be headed flat out to turn number 1.
Can a Stark do it? Anyone?
We'll see.
Well, hopefully for Michael Hicks, it's him this time. Kobush had it from the outside last time.
Here we go. Get ready. Gate drop underway. SX2 race number 2. Here in Buenos Aires, and Anstey right there on the inside. He's going to take the lead, headed through that first rhythm lane. But he's going to get challenged quickly. Coming up the inside, headed through the next rhythm lane. It's the 460 of Michael Hicks on the Stark right there. The electric bike up to second place quickly here.
Got McElrath back in third. Oh,
one
fifth
rider
went down.
McElrath right there in third. Got the start he needed to have.
Who was that, Daniel? Was that Park or Viney? Oh, it's Park.
Yeah, Colin Park down. That's terrible. A 3-race format, too. You got to piece these things together, but look at Michael Hicks. He's getting a little bit of revenge for that last race where he was the one down early. Now we get to see the Stark go head-to-head with Anstey and McElrath.
Then it's Lopes and Thompson right behind them. That's your top 5. And there's Park at the tail end of that Moto Concepts Racing entry number 43.
That's the last thing Colin Park needed right there. But now we're going to see what he's made of. Okay, started up front, had a pretty settled race in race 1. Now he has to work for it. He is dead last.
Yeah.
Here's McElrath. Let's keep an eye on him. We know he's got to get up there and challenge Anstey. He cannot allow Anstey to score max points all night long. The first thing he has to do is get around Hicks on that start. So we've seen the start perform, but what's the challenge of passing one of these electric bikes?
Well, that's what we're about to find out, and the urgency needs to be really, really high for Shane McElrath, because if he spends too much time with Hicks, Anstey's going to be gone and he can just lock in and cruise it in. So I think these next 2 laps for Shane are really, really important. If he can get by, oh, I thought he might have a shot at it there, but he needs to make the move right now before Anstey gets away.
Lopes and Thompson hang on to 4th and 5th. Cody Schock, Kyle Peters, Chisholm, Desprez, and Bourdon, your top 10 here in race 2 as we approach the halfway point.
But I got to tell you guys, the 460 of Michael Hicks, he's from Missouri in the United States. He is a multi-time arena cross champion. This is the highest level of racing that he has performed at this level. He's got a former world champion in front of him. He's got the reigning world champion behind him, and he's completely holding his own on a bike that is new to this level of racing. You can't underestimate what that is and what the Stark is achieving with Michael Hicks turning the throttle.
Michael Hicks, very underrated. If you've ever watched him race, fortunately all 3 of us have had the opportunity to call many of his races. This young man can ride the wheels off a motorcycle, and it's taking everything Shane McElrath has to figure out how to get around him.
Yeah, and when he is confident, he's pretty lethal. And Jeff, you're right. At this stage, we haven't seen this version of Michael Hicks. You put him on an arena cross track, and he's dominant. He knows it. But look who he is between. These are 2 really credentialed Supercross riders, and he is unfazed by the moment.
Yeah, and so some of the talk tonight that sort of my analysis is that can the Stark be as fast through the whoops as the gasoline engine bikes? And Hicks, was just giving up a spot.
Yeah, he did. He gave up second place to McElrath, but he comes back through the whoops. He's got the outside line here, but McElrath pulling away. And now Hicks makes the big mistake of looking over his shoulder, and that's where Enzo Lopes is going to close in from.
Yeah, let me finish my thought here. Hicks has found a way to make that bike go across the whoops really, really well. So he may have neutralized what maybe conceptually is maybe the weak spot.
Yeah,
right?
Let's take a look at it right here, too. Watch Hicks is going to square up, so we're going to get a chance to see him go side by side. Good entry speed, and you're right, neutralize it. So he does lose some time to Shane, but let's be real. Shane McElrath is also one of the best riders in the whoops on a 250, so it's not a perfectly fair comparison, but I think it held its own.
Yeah, so Hicks has got Lopes that he's going to have to deal with, the Brazilian rider who is so excited to have a race in South America, not far from where he lives in Brazil. And how many fans do you say you have with him? 100 or something?
I was walking out there earlier. There's Brazilian flags all over the place. They are here to cheer on their Ran. And he is not disappointing. McElrath, the rider out of North Carolina, doing everything he can to catch Anstey. A couple of former world champs here battling it out.
Yeah, we got to watch this clock, too, because he's 2.5 seconds down right now. Yuriv Konski told me he had the fastest lap in race 1, so now he's going to have a free shot at it. Let's see if that speed is really there.
And McElrath just set the fastest lap at a 55 flat. He was 0.7 of a second quicker than our leader, Max Anstey.
He's going to need everything he can to reel him in. The gap was 2.6. Can he shorten that up a little bit? We'll get a quick look as they get close to the finish line jump, entering into the whoop section one more time here. They're coming to the line. They'll be lap 7. Here we go. What does Anstey turn?
Oh,
Anstey with a blazing 54.985, the quickest lap of the night by Max Anstey when he needed it most. And Lopes gets around Hicks, and the Stark slots back another spot, push him back to 4th.
yeah, this is a great bounce back for Lopes, too. He had a tough one race 1, worked himself backwards, near 9-10 maybe. This is a great rebound for him, puts him in a position, Jeff, maybe for that overall. Again, race 3 is where the big points come. It's a longer race, so if he can put a good one on the board now and have a great race 3, maybe he sneaks his way back onto the podium for tonight's overall.
I think Michael Hicks is trying to sneak his way back into 3rd position. He's got Cole Thompson behind him on the Kawasaki, starting to breathe down his neck.
And Max Anstey getting closer to putting together a perfect night. Final lap underway. One more to go for Max Anstey, and another 10 points possibly getting deposited into his account. Lopes right there. Enzo running in 3rd. McElrath hangs on in 2nd. Hicks, Thompson, Schock, Desprez, Peters. Chisholm now up to 9th, and Bourdon loses another spot to Cullen Park, who fought his way from dead last to 10th. So Park clawing his way back into the top 10.
I got to tell you guys, it looks like that hot tea that Anstey had in between race 1 and 2 certainly was the...
It was good.
That was the ticket. Now, do you think it's Earl Grey or more like a breakfast tea?
I was wondering. We'll have to find out. And we're here in Brazil, it'd be Meta, right?
Meta, yeah.
Meta.
Exactly.
Little Mete. All right, here we come. Max Anstey on his way. The former world champ wins it again here. He'll take race number 2 in SX2 and another 10 points go in his column.
Man, that looked pretty easy, guys.
Yeah,
Sure did.
He's in position to sweep the whole night. From practice 1, if he wins this last
Pole.
one, what a night.
A great ride for Michael Hicks on the start. Really impressive. Lopes coming up to 3rd. McElrath showed that, okay, I'm there. I can run the speed. And now we've got the 12-lapper coming up just a little bit later on.
And again, Cullen Park fought his way all the way up to 10th after going to dead last out of the gate. And the rest of the field coming across the line. You saw Robbie Wageman and Noah Viney. Next race for them will be race 3, which will be a 12-lapper, but 25 points on the board. And let's head down. Kristen as the race winner.
Max Anstey discussing that race with Will Hahn. But Max, I just asked you a moment ago, what was it like having the electric bike behind you during that race?
I didn't even know. I thought Shane was there the whole time, and then I was like, I think there's someone else behind me. I couldn't figure out if it was my shadow or if electric bike. Definitely a weird one. I've never raced with an electric bike on the track before, so it's cool. It's cool for the sport. It's probably going to be the future, you know how it is. But pumped to get the win in that one. I'm got one more to go, so looking forward to getting back, regrouping and going again.
Max Anstey 2 for 2. Ralph, an exciting race to follow and a different experience for Max Anstey with that silent electric bike behind him.
Yeah, he's really on his game tonight, Kristen. We'll see if he can get another cup of tea in and get him one more time here in race number 3 coming up. Here's a look at the results. The unofficial: Anstey, McElrath, Lopes, Hicks, and Thompson. The top 5. Cody Schock just outside that top 5 in 6th on his Yamaha. Desprez, Peters, Chisholm, and Park. Well, SX1, they'll be up next. GP race number 2 for them shortly here in Buenos Aires. Great looking crowd here tonight enjoying the racing competition, Kristen.
Let's try this again with a different mic. Shane McElrath here with me now, an incredible night of racing. Shane, you are now the first rider to really work closely around that electric bike, making the pass on Michael Hicks. What were the sensations like racing a bike with no sound?
It's different, and that's where in the first GP, I think I was by the other electric bike, and I'm like, dude, like when I pass him, I'm like, I don't know where he's at right now, and so it's definitely different, definitely something that keeps you on your toes, but praise the Lord, we got a much better start that time. Still need to clean it up, still need a little bit more speed, and didn't make passes fast enough that time, so we'll keep working, and we'll be back.
When you say you didn't make the passes fast enough, what do you mean by that? What is the strategy behind making passes faster?
Well, the electric bike was in front of me, and that thing has a lot of torque, and it can do the jumps pretty easy. So I couldn't quite get close enough to make a pass and make it stick. So it's kind of like, okay, I've got to kind of pick my passing zone. The track is breaking down a little bit. So yeah, just trying to find the lines and trying to figure out where you can really make it happen.
Shane, you're the defending champion. You're chipping away at guys as the night progresses. Mentally, where are you at right now, knowing that Max has a stronghold on this overall?
We're just going to keep digging. It's not over till it's over, and we're getting better, and we still got room to grow. So yeah, we'll just keep working.
Shane, thanks so much. But before you go, one more question. We're in Buenos Aires, Argentina. You and your wife, Joy, get to enjoy some of the experiences when we travel. Is that something that keeps bringing you back to the series? What is it about World Supercross?
A little bit of everything. I still love racing my dirt bike. I still feel like this is where God has us, and so I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep working hard, and yeah, this is the first time to South America, and yeah, hopefully it's not our last.
Shane, thanks so much. Have some fun. And Ralph, we're just kicking things off down here on the floor.
Yeah, a little bit of steam coming off that head of his, huh? A little cool out there tonight, and a lot of heat building up inside those helmets. He worked hard for it. He's sitting second in the points now. 3 markers back behind Max Anstey as these guys get ready for race number 3 coming up.
Yeah, 3-point difference between first and second. It's not insurmountable for McElrath. I mean, obviously Anstey, Daniel, has been perfect. I mean, that's a tough mountain to climb.
Yeah, and he's been great off the start, too.
Yeah.
And Shane has been okay. That last one was better, but 3 points. Last race, 25, 22, 20. If he wins it, he can grab this overall.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this. Anstey's looked fantastic. Do you see any weakness in his game here tonight that McElrath can take advantage of?
No.
Not yet. He hasn't been pressured yet, so it's the one unknown. But when he's alone, zero. I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong, period, tonight. So maybe a little pressure on him, and we'll see something different. But so far, the guy is automatic.
And we're working through the evening here, as you can see. We've got SX1 race number 2 coming up next. Another 10 laps after 10 points after 8 laps up for grabs there. And then the 2 big ones, SX2 race 3 and SX1 race 3, where we go for the 25 points. Big night of racing yet to go here in Buenos Aires, so stay with us. You don't want to miss any of the Buenos Aires City GP. Back here in Buenos Aires, getting ready to go racing. SX1, race number 2, out on the track, getting ready to line up in the gates and go racing once again after 10 points, 8 laps the distance.
Well, the riders out there getting a chance to do a sight lap, if you will, and you know that when they're coming through this whoop section right here, you see Craig, Tixier, Miranda, the number 20, is they are really focused on what the lines are. We can't see the face of the whoops. We can't see what the riders see, but it is chewed up. A lot of edges. You see the bikes moving back and forth, and it's going to be tough as the night goes on.
You know, I was really impressed with Haiden in that first race in the whoops, too. I mean, that's a big question with him. Jeff Wright, moving to the future. Can you master the whoops on that big bike? But first test out, he was aggressive in them. He was on the right. He was on the left. I checked the box. First time out on the Ford video. Looks pretty good.
Passed 12 riders, Daniel.
Yeah,
12 riders.
Well, and he took out about 12 tough blocks. As Jeff said earlier, I think he was on the rev limiter most of the night. It's been amazing. Inside of 2 minutes to the gate drop here.
See the riders taking their gate position.
There's Savacci on the 17, Anderson on the 21.
Now their gate position was chosen off of their qualifying position earlier today, and the riders are going to line up in the same gate for all 3 races.
That was Miranda on the 20, and we saw Christian Craig on the 28 as you see the lineup here and where their gate picks are.
So Anderson, gate number 1, that means he's for the riders left all the way. 1 would be on the left, 16 would be all the way on the right.
Anderson needs a bounce back, too. We didn't get to see much of him. He was down early and buried in the pack, so this will be a chance maybe to see him show us what he's got. He was 4th in qualifying today, made it to the Super Pole, and so far, okay, but for race 1, we haven't got to see it. So I hope he gets off that gate, at least gets up front, and maybe challenge Ken Roczen if he can. But talk about someone who's been dominant. Kenny's on rails tonight, too.
I mean, he's a former world champion multi-times over. He's a veteran. He's really known as being one of the most physically fit athletes that there is, and I just think that mentally he's going to find a way to fight through this illness, and the best way he could do that is to grab the whole shot in each race and just kind of stay focused on his deal. But you wonder if Craig or Savacci, Deegan, somebody gets up there and starts to mess with them, if that's going to take its toll.
30-second board is up. Riders are getting ready. There's Kenny just next to the doghouse, right underneath the W, just to the right of it there. We'll keep an eye on him to see if his fitness can hang in there. Riders focused on the gate. Here we go. First one in the corner is going to be Ken Roczen, but he's got a lot of company on the inside. He's going to lose the lead right away. That's Cooper on the 32, the blue bike, taking the lead.
Followed by the 17 quad lock Honda, Joey Savacci.
Yeah, and then Roczen's right there, so he sits in 3rd. It's Cooper, Savacci, Roczen, top 3.
And Daniel, we have a Stark in 4th. So another good start for the electric
bike. Not the one you would think either.
That's Zaragoza.
Yeah, Jorge Zaragoza. But this is great for Justin Cooper. Another rider who needs a little bit of a bounce back, was buried in that first race. And Jeff, you know it's 2 different worlds when you're up front, when you're buried. Jay Coop's got some clear track.
And I got Haiden Deegan back in about 10th right now. Much better start than he had on the first one. Keep an eye on the 38. He got 12 riders past in race number 1. Much better start here. And look at this battle for second as Roczen gets around Savacci and goes right after Cooper.
Tries the outside line right there. Didn't make it work, but Roczen riding with a lot of aggression right now. He wants to make that pass for the lead and set the pace himself, not have to adjust to what Justin Cooper's doing up front.
And El Hombre, Jason Anderson, finds himself in 4th on that PMG Suzuki. Much better start for him than in race number 1, where he found himself on the ground at the beginning of the race. And here's Roczen inside on Cooper, and there is nothing you can do to stop that, Daniel.
Nothing. Kenny is so sick. That was awesome. Out to in, cut up, got that double out of the corner, had the better rhythm, rips the whoops. I mean,
yeah, he gained 2 bike lengths on Cooper through the whoops. That Suzuki stayed so straight.
But guys, he had to do that because he has to get out front, set a pace that he can maintain, and sustainability is going to be so key for Ken Roczen here tonight.
And he is one of the best first lap riders in the sport. The pass on Joey, awesome. The pass on Jay Coop, awesome. And I'm not surprised. I mean, Kenny is so great early in motos. Now he'll have a clear track, try to run away. But, hey, Justin's hanging with him. We get to see it. Jason Anderson up there. Joey Savacci still in contention for an overall here. But
bam!
Wow,
Anderson
hello.
getting aggressive on the 21. Coming after him, making a challenge for third on Zaragoza. Oh, no, that was Savacci.
Savacci, yeah, Savacci messed up that triple into that, and Anderson jumps in, and I think it all kind of happened a little too quick. Savacci got a wake-up call from the Suzuki rider, number 21, who sets him fourth.
Yeah, it was too quick for a lot of us.
Deegan making moves, too. Up to 8th now on Simonson. Not
Here
going
they
to the
go.
pack as quick as last time, but still has made some moves.
There's Zaragoza on the 99, and he's fighting with Christian Craig on the 28. That's for 5th right now. Give that spot to Craig, but for how long?
And I gotta say, Devin Simonson, that number 88, he's looked really good today. He's had some strong rides. Unfortunately, he might just have Deegan gone around the outside of him. Yeah, bottom of your screen, bottom left.
Battling back, though.
Haiden Deegan up to 8th.
Oh, he just got hit. Simonson did, but...
And we are halfway through this one.
Was that Aranda, the French rider?
I think so, yeah, but you're right. Simonson had a great run there battling with Deegan, and he's actually a 250 Supercross racer for Club MX, but riding the 450 and riding it well, battling with these big-name guys, so awesome to see him up there. But Haiden Deegan...
Here he comes, banging another tough block.
He just banks off of the tough blocks, and every outside of the turn, he's got to be so stoked to be riding a 450 with the power that this is. Watch him right here
Here he goes
again.
on Zaragoza. This would be for 6th. Haiden Deegan coming after him on the 38. Keep an eye on him. Looking to the inside. Great pass. Haiden Deegan gets another one.
Dude,
Finds himself up to 6th.
Yeah, he was so committed. He tripled in. I mean, if Zaragoza had just hung tough, Deegan probably would have hit him and went down. I mean, he's riding with reckless abandon for sure.
And great racecraft, too. If you think about the passes he made in that one, this one, he's not afraid. Justin Cooper got him in the first one. He got him back. I like the racecraft for a kid on a 450, just figuring things out here in Argentina. Like, he's racing hard, making moves.
Here it is again. Watch him on the 38. Zaragoza on the red bike. And he went in deep.
I mean, he tripled in, and when you do that, you come in with so much speed, goes over the triple and just lays the Yamaha flat.
Finding that flow early is Haiden Deegan on that big 450.
So taking a look at the lap times, last time around, Ken Roczen 53.7, Cooper just half a second off, Jason Anderson 53.5, fastest rider on the track, both Suzukis.
Just a couple of laps remaining in this one, race number 2 for SX1. Here's Deegan. Right now, Hayden's in 6th, trying to catch Christian Craig.
Well, and Deegan and Craig were teammates on that Yamaha team for a while now, a few years.
I think back to earlier this year in January. Christian Craig was Haiden Deegan's coach. They worked together. He was actually working with him during the Supercross Championship. Uncle Christian sitting right in front of him. He might have a chance to get him in this one.
And Roczen still out front.
Time's running out, though, boys.
Kenny's had to work a little bit harder in this one than he did in race number 1. We'll see how much more he had to empty out of the tank if he'll have anything left for race number 3, the one that pays the big points at 25.
Well, and remember, at this point, Ken Roczen is considered a wild card along with Justin Cooper. That means that as of right now, he's not scheduled to race every round. Cooper's scheduled to race the first 2.
Which would make the Anderson-Savacci battle, Craig battle, that's more of your championship battle right there. But I'm just impressed with Justin Cooper and Jason Anderson's bounce back in this one, getting to see them at full speed and in some comfort, but they really just don't have anything for Kenny. I mean, the balance that he rides with aggression and efficiency, he's the perfect 450 rider, especially on a track like this that's slick. I just don't know if they can touch him if he's got that energy in race 3.
And that's a big part as we work this final lap of what the Deegan team, and I say that because it's the family, the race team, everybody, the Deegan team all around Haiden wanted him to experience. Look at the names that are just in front of him: Roczen, Cooper, Anderson, Savachi, Craig, the best in the absolute business of Supercross, motocross racing, and he's right there battling with all of them here tonight and doing it on a challenging track. And Ken Roczen wins another one. He goes 2 for 2 as he takes race number 2 for SX1. And the rest of the field comes across the line. Anderson in 3rd. Here's Joey Savachi. He'll get 4th. Christian Craig will take 5th. And the pupil behind the teacher of Craig is Haiden Danger with another fine effort as he comes across in 6th as that debut night on the 450 continues. Simonson gets 7th. Zaragoza, where is he? Things are going to shake up a little bit there. Yep, Hill is going to get in front of Zaragoza, so is Moss and Politelli and Brees. And Zaragoza is going to finish deeper back. Wow. Great race here in race number 2. All right, Kristen.
Ken Roczen having to work a little harder in race number 2 with a high-low setup on Justin Cooper. You executed the pass early on. The boys in the booth said it looked easy. Did it feel easy?
Nothing's ever easy, even if it looks easy. The track, man, I mean, there's so much moisture in the air. It is so incredibly slick. Like, you have the blue groove, but the blue groove isn't dry. It has a lot of wet spots in it, so it's tricky. I mean, you got to be so patient, but I feel like I had a really good flow, connected the track really well, and just had good lines and was able to make the pass. And couple of laps, I made a little mistake, and then I really put it together and was able to pull away a little bit and just create some breathing room.
Ken, on entry into the finish line jump lane in the corner, I saw a lot of riders taking that inside line and losing that rear tire traction. Did you have to change your lines on the track to adjust to the changing conditions?
After the finish line, I also went to the inside, including the following turn. And I just kind of tried to get off the brakes early and make myself light and honestly just roll around it and have very low RPMs and be easy on the throttle exiting the turn. I think that's the key tonight.
Well, Ken, I know you haven't been feeling well, so go ahead, head back to the paddock, feel better, and what a remarkable ride. You would never even know that he was battling a severe illness this week.
Jeff, what did you think about what he said about keeping himself light?
Well, he's just talking about having a lot of like mid-turn roll speed, not, you know, trying to force the bike too much, just kind of lightening up the brakes, just roll through with some momentum, not on the brakes, not on the throttle, just using a little momentum.
Sure seemed to work, didn't it? Here's a look at the standings after race number 1. And Kenny, just like Max Anstey, having a perfect night so far. As we look at the rest of it, McElrath and Cooper, and their 2 categories right behind them, trying to chase those 2 down. We'll see if they can put a perfect night together. Race number 3 coming up for both categories shortly. Fans have had a wonderful night here tonight. Great racing. It is a total sellout here tonight. And boy, were they lined up early, Jeff. When we got here, they were deep and all the way down the street waiting to get in. We take a look at some of the highlights.
Ooh, and looking at that, the 98 of Politelli. He was the rider that spun off the line. Meanwhile, Justin Cooper on that Yamaha up front. Savachi with a great start, but Ken Roczen was right there.
Roczen, as we said, had to work a little harder here, Jeff. Are you concerned that he had to expend a little bit more energy here?
No, look how he's riding. He wasn't close, but still tried to make the pass. He's just been so aggressive, and he looks so comfortable on the bike. I mean, they've got that Suzuki working great. The whoop section has been one of the toughest spots, and he seems to have mastered that. Really a good ride, though, for the 32 of Justin Cooper, and of course his teammate Haiden Danger here on the Yamaha with just that terrible gate position. Really has shown some incredible confidence riding the 450 for the first time in his career.
And you know the thing about Ken Roczen, I've never seen a rider fight back from more gruesome injuries in their career than Ken Roczen. Not once, but twice at least. and he fought back to become a race winner and a world champion, and he's another race win here now. Ken Roczen is one of the most impressive athletes I've ever seen in any sport.
Agreed.
So here's what's up next. It'll be SX2, race number 3, 12 laps, 25 points, their final race, and we will find out who the overall winner on the night will be, and then we'll go to SX1 and do the same thing there. All right, getting closer to the start now of that next race, the final race for SX2.
Thank you, Tom.
Colin, you were second in SX2 race 1, but then 10th in SX2 race 2. But overall, this has been a showcase night for you. What's been making the biggest difference?
Yeah, you know, definitely good to start the night out with that second, and then just had a simple mistake all on my own, just tucked the front on the first lap, and yeah, ended up 10th. So that one wasn't ideal, but honestly, my riding was still good, keeping my head up, and man, I just want to give a shout out to Jason Fowler. You know, he's been working with me on my mental side, and yeah, I wake up and man, I just fully believe in myself now. I think that's the biggest difference is I believe that I'm one of those guys. It's not that gap anymore, you know, and man, I work my butt off too, and you know, shout out to MCR Honda giving me this chance. I'm traveling the globe racing my dirt bike. It's really cool, and yeah, I'm looking to get this third race going and looking to finish strong.
With sight laps on the horizon, Cullen will release you. Thank you so much. But guys, as it stands, Cullen Park is 5th overall heading into this third race of the SX2 class.
Thank you, Kristen. Yes, SX2, race 3 coming up, and Jeff Max Anstey has been the man tonight, but Shane McElrath has been getting better all day long, all night long. If he wins this last one, he can still win this overall. Oh, but he's got a tough challenge in Max Anstey, who's been perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Anstey has just been on rails. He's made no mistakes. So if you're Anstey, you've got to execute the start one more time. You don't want to open the door for the reigning champion, McElrath. And I still think that start has a whole shot in it. Michael Hicks has been great tonight, so there's a lot of unknowns as we make our way to this final race. Obviously, Anstey's the guy to beat, but man, got to get through that first turn clean.
One more little battle to talk about. Enzo Lopes was great in race 2. Cullen Park was great in race 1. They both had kind of flip-flop races. That might be your third place overall tonight. What about those two lining up side by side? Can Cullen Park get it done like the first one, or does Lopes do it again?
Yeah, I think when you get from Anstey to McElrath, the next group is like 8 riders that have kind of flip-flopped all the way through. So there's a lot of unknowns right there too, who really, you know, mathematically looks like they could take that third spot on the podium.
Well, we're going to find out. Let's take a look at the SX2 class and how it's gone so far.
SX2, race number 3, their main event coming up next. It's all part of the Ciudad de Buenos Aires GP. Coming your way here, this season opening race from the Ciudad Autodromo Oscar y Juan Galvez racetrack here on the south side of Buenos Aires, Argentina. Firing some t-shirts up into the crowd. There goes some of the foam fingers everybody's been getting. This is it, Buenos Aires City GP, race number 3. And a big thank you to our hosts from the city of Buenos Aires. We have had a wonderful, wonderful time kicking off the 2025 championship season here in this amazing capital city of Argentina, where the tango was born. In auto racing and motorcycle racing, such a big part of the culture here in Argentina. And we are thrilled to bring World Supercross here for the first time. The reception the teams and the riders and the broadcast crew have had here has been incredible, so welcoming. The food, folks, I can't begin to tell you how off the charts it is. And you see the clock, almost 2.5 minutes to go now, Jeff, as we get ready for the final race here of SX2 in Buenos Aires for 2025.
Yes, we're getting close to the finish and crowning the winner, right? But I want to get back to that food.
Yeah.
They serve some steak here, and I don't mean little steaks.
It's pro level.
It's pro level. I can eat about a third of what they put on my plate. It's absolutely amazing. Great crowd, just such a great energy here, and respect for all of the riders.
Yes.
And they've been treated to some incredible racing tonight.
It's like the Beatles came to town. And when you went into the paddock today, when they were having Fan Fest and the riders are doing the autograph sessions, fans were trying to climb over the fence to get even closer to the riders. They were so excited to see the best Supercross racers in the world here in their home country.
All right, taking a look at those gate picks once again. Remember, McElrath is in gate 1 all the way to the inside. You're going to go a few gates out to find Anstey. That's the race for the win. McElrath on the very inside. You need to drop the hammer on that Honda and try to knock Anstey out of the #1 position. That's what it's going to take to beat Anstey.
Yeah, for sure.
There he is, reigning champion, two-time champion.
Have you seen anything that he can do differently in his technique? Starting was one of your keys.
No, I mean, it's hard to say from here. They're starting on the metal grates, the metal starting pads, and right now there's a little bit of moisture coming up, and you wonder if that metal isn't a little bit slippery because of that. But he's already executed 2. So now hopefully he can execute this 3rd one and make it close at the end.
Guys visualizing what they want to do, right, Jeff? That's one of the things they're going through right now, running the start through their mind.
Yeah, it really is. It becomes like a funnel where you have all these distractions, and as you get closer to the gate drop, you just start to block everything out. Colin Park there to the right side of Anstey, he has a different technique there, the 43. He is getting himself hyped up. I like to breathe and calm down. Park is going the opposite direction with it.
Hey, whatever works for you,
right?
Do it now, because you've got 15 seconds till we drop the gate. And the main event for SX2 here in Buenos Aires about to get underway. Focus. Get ready, grab a handful of throttle, drop the clutch, here we go! Anstey on the inside, cuts across the field to try to take the lead and does so, but McElrath is right there on the 1. The battle for the win is underway between 2 former champions.
Well, this is the battle that we needed to see if somebody can beat Anstey here tonight. He's been perfect. If there's anyone that can do it, it's the #1 of Shane McElrath on the quad lock Honda.
Anstey from the UK, McElrath out of North Carolina. Here they come, fighting their way out. Is that Enzo Lopes, I believe, sitting in 3rd right now in the 16. The rider out of Brazil, and that's going to get this crowd on their feet as well.
Cody Schock, his teammate on that Arby's Rick Ware Racing Yamaha, is in 4th. Colin Park.
Yeah,
Moto
right there, the
Concepts,
43. And how about Peters on the 110? Kyle Peters and Cole Thompson on those Venom Bud Racing Cowies having a good run here early.
And the first start would be Michael Hicks running back in 8th. His teammate, Lance Kobush, back in 14th.
McElrath has got to keep the pressure on Anstey. And Anstey is inching away right now, Jeff. Not pulling away, inching away.
Inching away. But remember, I'm pretty sure that McElrath had the fastest single lap in each of the first 2 races.
Well, he's certainly capable of it, that's for sure. Here's a look at your top 3, 4, and 5th. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then it's Peters, Thompson, Hicks, Chisholm, and Wageman back to top 10.
Just trying to take a look as the riders were coming through that whoop section there. The bike sliding all around. It was interesting. Some of the comments that we heard from the post-race interviews from the riders is how slippery the track is getting, especially in the whoop section.
Viney back here at the tail end of the field, struggling on the 39. Here comes McElrath right at you, Lopes, and then Schock, Cody on the 69.
Yeah, just back there, you're going to see a couple of green bikes. That's going to be Cole Thompson, the number 2, that Venom Bud Racing Kawasaki, and his teammate Kyle Peters, both running 6th and 7th.
And Jeff, you know, we've talked a lot about Team GSM, Quadlock Honda, and of course, Venom and Moto Concepts, but this Arby's Rick Ware Racing team came in here. They've been really, really strong in both categories, but certainly here in SX2.
Yeah, and this year they have the entire team riding Yamahas. There's a little bit of strategy to that as far as extra parts and stuff that are in the travel cases, but 2 very strong riders, and with Lopes right here running 3rd. He's trying to get to the inside, not quite enough. Now that's what Shane McElrath doesn't need, is pressure from Lopes. He needs to be able to focus on Max Anstey, who's out front, pulled away 2.1 seconds. That's going to make it much easier for Anstey to ride his own race and not have to worry about McElrath.
Here's your live points, Jeff, at the bottom of the screen. As they run right now, Anstey would have the overall. Getting close to the halfway point in this, and McElrath is definitely losing ground to the 99. In fact, if he's not careful, he's going to lose a spot like that to Enzo Lopes. He takes him way wide, and Lopes has to fall back in line to 3rd.
Ralph, I thought Lopes was going to go around the outside of McElrath at the end of the whoops. McElrath stayed in there and made a really aggressive block on Lopes to keep him from taking that spot.
That was about as good of a defensive line as you could run.
Right. Oh, he makes a big mistake right there. McElrath starting to slide around.
Well, we heard the track is getting very slippery out there tonight. A lot of moisture in the air. McElrath finding out all about it. Here comes Lopes again. Now cutting back inside. Great move by Enzo Lopes. And listen to the Brazilian crowd go crazy. A lot of Brazilian fans here tonight, and their guy is now finding himself in 2nd. And let's see if Enzo can run down Max Anstey.
I mean, Enzo Lopes is the fastest rider from South America, I think, ever, and certainly here in our championship. And it's taken him a little bit to sort of get the wheels turning here tonight. But now in race 3, final race of the night, Lopes has found his groove. Now I'm wondering, can Lopes reel in Anstey? Anstey's 5.3 seconds out.
Oh, big bobble by Enzo Lopes, and McElrath tries to get back inside, and he will. They come out of that corner into the rhythm lane, and Anstey will lead with McElrath back into 2nd.
And look at the train of riders behind McElrath. You got Lopes, Schock, Park, and Thompson right there at the tail end. I mean, McElrath, the reigning champion, he's got his hands full. He makes one mistake, he could lose
4 or 5 places, yeah,
right now.
In a hurry.
I mean, look at that. You got 4 riders on one part of the rhythm section, one jump. Look
Here
at
comes Lopes, looking through the whoops. Good roll. No, hang on, Enzo.
Woo!
Oh, into the top blocks he goes. He'll get back on track just in front of Thompson. So Lopes lost at least 2, maybe 3 positions.
Wow, and he hit those tough blocks straight on, and instead of the front tire rolling over the tough blocks and throwing Lopes down, the tough block kind of bounces on. Watch the replay right here. Oh, he gets the hops back forth. Now watch right here. He hits a tough block and pushes him out of the way. That's as lucky as any rider is going to get.
Yeah.
Cutting through 4 tough blocks right
That was
there.
not technique. That was purely luck.
That was luck, yeah.
Here's the points as we run again. McElrath, Schock, Park, Lopes. That's your top 5 in the points.
I mean, 45's perfect on the night. Plus, Anstey won Super Bowl.
Boy.
Look at that. He's got the whole whoop section, that whole straightaway lead, and 7 laps down of 12. He just started lap 8. Anstey in total control.
All I know is we need to find out what kind of tea he's drinking.
Yeah.
I need some of that.
What's the tea called here that you were out there?
Met tea.
Gaucho and all
Met tea. The gauchos drink on the Met tea. Which is like a really aggressive herbal green tea. They drink it all day.
Well, getting aggressive right now, I think Colin Park and Cody Schock, they've got a really good battle going right now. Schock is 3rd, Park is 4th. Lopes has had a pretty exciting couple of laps. He's got to try to get his heart rate down a little bit and finish this race off.
That was a huge break for Shane McElrath with, 4 laps to go now.
Yeah, but
you see Shock, he's finally found his best ride of the day here at the last part of race 3. And he's right there on McElrath. He's got his hands full.
Yeah, he is. He's closing.
McElrath and Shock are 2 of the riders that I would have said, okay, pick 3 riders that you think are going to be there at the end of this championship. Steve McElrath and Shock would have been in my top 3.
Cody Shock, 28 years old, out of Dover, Delaware. Not exactly a hot spot for Supercross racers, Jeff, but he might be the fastest guy ever out of Dover, Delaware. He was second in this class in the 2024 points. So this year, looking to be champion is Cody Shock as he rides for Rick Ware.
Yeah, just looking ahead there, just trying to read Shane McElrath's body language. Just doesn't have the flow, this moto. He looks a little bit like just uncomfortable, like he's been fighting it. Yeah, like even right there through the whoops. Shock closed right up on him, and Park is right there too. Just a couple laps to go.
Shane is in a position right now where catching Anstey probably not going to happen. What he has to do is not allow the rest of them to get by him. He needs to minimize the damage in the points.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And another ride, if you look down our leaderboard to Cole Thompson, number 2 on that Kawasaki, he's been pretty solid all night, giving him something to build on as we just get this championship underway.
Cody Shock with 44 career AMA 250 Supercross starts to his credit. Finished 3rd in the 250 East Championship in 2024. Back in the States on the AMA Tour.
Anstey just out front doing his thing all night long. It's like he was alone during Super Pole, and it's almost like he's been out there just riding Super Pole laps in all 3 of these races. He has been absolutely perfect, untouchable. Just perfect through here. He's got about a lap and a half to go. He's made zero mistakes all night long.
Yeah, he really has been just about perfect.
And here's that battle for second. McElrath, the reigning champion, still holding on. Shock not giving him any rest. And Colin Park, what great rides he's put in all night too. This could go either way here for the podium. Shock is really quick through the whoops. Final lap.
McElrath has to hang on for one more lap here in Buenos Aires to minimize the points loss. But Cody Shock has other things in mind as he pushes hard on McElrath. Looking inside here, that could be the move. He's got him for now. Can McElrath answer back? Here he comes. Great drive through this rhythm lane, and McElrath finds himself back into second all of a sudden.
Shock had the move made. Oh, here he's got it. If he triples, he's got it.
He didn't get it quite as smooth as he wanted, so McElrath can counter. Fans come to their feet here in Buenos Aires. And now Shock starts to pull away, and McElrath is under pressure again, this time by Park. But here comes Anstey. Max Anstey will get his 3rd overall win in his career in World Supercross as he lights the candles here in Buenos Aires. He also picks up his 12th race win.
Park is down.
Yeah, Park is down. Shock will get second. McElrath should find himself in 3rd. He does. And then it's Thompson, Lopes, and the rest of the field as they come across, including Kyle Chisholm on the number 11, who should be credited with 9th.
That was a really exciting last lap. We just missed out of the back of the screen what happened with Colin Park. I have a feeling he didn't fall on his own. I'm thinking
you think there was a little help?
I think he might have got a little help, Ralphie.
A little aggressiveness here, opening round. Max Anstey came to Buenos Aires, and boy, did he just crush it. It's his 3rd career overall win in World Supercross competition. Picks up his 12th race win as he got race wins 10, 11, and 12 here tonight. as he absolutely sweeps the day.
Yeah, that's that combination and what Anstey showed us of where he's at in his program right now. The other team's got some work to do.
Oh boy, yeah. The 23 SX2 champ making a statement, planting the flag. He's going to be one to deal with here in 2025. Sure looks like the fans enjoying that one. Well, let's hear more from the winner, Max Anstey. Here's Kristen.
Max, an incredible night in your World Supercross Series return. How did you find your consistency?
Well, I just executed the start. It was a crazy night. Nice to be here in Argentina. Thank you, guys. I had a lot of fun. Cheers. Awesome to be here in South America. The fans are amazing. You know, every time I come here, I've been here for a couple of GPs back in the day. And man, the fans in Argentina are the best in the world. So thank you, guys.
Moving down the line, we now have Shane McElrath. Shane, describe to me the intensity necessary to finish on the podium here tonight. I know it wasn't as easy as a night as you may have had in years past. You really had to work for this one for a second place finish.
Yeah, praise the Lord. It was a lot of work tonight, a lot harder than it should have been. I mean, we came in really prepared, and we still got work to do. So, yeah, the Quad Lock Honda team, we've been putting in a lot of time, and we're going to get back to it, and we'll be back next weekend in Canada. But yeah, we're going to be back. It was some hard racing tonight. The track was really technical. There wasn't a lot of lines, but they were really slippery. So yeah, we'll be back.
Shane, well done. And third overall on the night, Cody Schock. Cody, these are the kind of nights that make champions. That was a showcase ride for you. What was that final race like?
That was everything. I mean, I missed my first qualifying session because of a bike issue. Not the team's fault, just it's dirt bikes, things fail. And I had the second practice and qualifying. I qualified 6th, but then I failed sound, and there's a 5-position penalty, which I don't agree with. I feel like we need to review the rules a little bit. So I had 11th gate pick all night, and it sucked, but I struggled with my starts, but on that last one, I finally figured it out and came out like, well, I was neck and neck with Max, and he had the inside, but no, it was a much better ride for me. I'm really proud of my whoops tonight. That was huge. That's been a big building block for me. So yeah, we'll go back to Club MX with Rick Ware and get back to work.
And that will round out your top 3 in the SX2 class. A lot more racing to come here tonight in Buenos Aires.
All right, Kristen, thank you. Great to hear from the guys as they get ready for Vancouver now and BC Place. We'll take a quick look at the SX2 main event highlights as this one got underway. The start, Max Anstey got pressured quickly by Shane McElrath, who really hugged the inside of the corner there. Came right up after Max into this rhythm lane, and then that was pretty much it as far as everybody starting to inch away from the rest of the field. Max just started to gap him a little bit, and that gap grew more and more. Good fights back in the field, though. Enzo Lopes really putting the pressure on McElrath here. Enzo would have his issues right here. He would end up fighting back to finish 5th on the night for Rick Ware. So the Arby's Rick Ware Racing team goes 2nd with Cody Schock, 6th, or 5th, I should say, with Enzo Lopes. Shane McElrath on his Quad Lock Honda racing machine comes home in 3rd for Yuriv Konski, as they look to be one of the top teams fighting for team championships this year. And there goes Cody Schock by for Ware. And the candles get lit by Max Anstey, the rider out of the UK. The former champion from 23, the points leader in 25.
Well, Jeff, that was a pretty incredible race 3 of the 250s. At one point, you said there was 4 riders, I think, on one jump. There was contact, and you asked, was there a little help for Cullen Park? He did get a little help from Shane McElrath in that last corner.
Yeah, because you were right here. Literally the turn, like right there, that was it. So who got into him?
Shane did not want to give up the spot. Let's just put it that way, and he gave him a little nudge. Cullen Park came off. He
played some
pretty
good defense, they say.
Very good defense. But hey, it's a championship. You're trying to get those points, and Cullen Park was riding great. You also don't want to let a guy get momentum on you, and Cullen Park's been good today. So yeah, heavy defense.
You said, was there words afterward?
No, Cullen came off and was definitely frustrated, pulled a tear off really aggressively, and I think he was just frustrated with the moment because he also had a great race. I mean, in that battle, Cody Schock got a lot of the attention in that battle because of the way he was left, right, looking for something, finally got it. A great ride for him, but Cullen was right there in the shadows the entire time, and then he was not rewarded for his efforts.
Yeah, I think Cullen Park rode fantastic all day. Moto Concepts, Mike Genova, and the team have to be really happy with that. They've got something to work with, right? He improves his starts. He'll be a solid podium contender. He's got some podiums before in some races, but I think it was a real statement tonight.
And Jeff, if we're being fair, that was an absolute spanking on the competition. Max Anstey was, he was just better than everybody else. He was locked in from the beginning. Look at him celebrating now, but they didn't have anything for him, especially when it mattered.
Yeah, but that's what you work so hard for. I mean, of course, Schock and McElrath would rather be on the top step of the podium there, but they are on the podium. They're celebrating here in Buenos Aires, and I love the relationship that these guys have. Everyone shows a lot of respect, and it's crazy because in our sport, you got to go out there and battle each other, but then when you're on the podium, it's like you kind of, you know, you let your guard down, celebrate it, spray some champagne, and have a good time.
Let's pivot over to the SX1 finale. Now, Ken Roczen has been very Max Anstey-like. He's just been phenomenal all night long. Can someone get up there like Justin Cooper, Jason Anderson, maybe Haiden Danger with a better start and disrupt Ken Roczen's momentum, or are we going to see the absolute sweep out of the 94 just like we saw in SX2?
Asking me to make a prediction like that. I mean, he has had that same night that Max Anstey has, but he's been sick. Okay, he says, wow, I'm kind of surprised how my body's feeling at this point, and okay, I've gone out and won every race, Super Pole, everything, so I think he can do it. But now it's 12 laps, so it's 4 more laps, and it just seemed that in race 2 that guys like Cooper, Anderson, Deegan is starting to find his own. So it's like that mountain, it just kind of gets steeper when you get to the top. But Ken Roczen has been there before. He knows how to get this thing done, but this is not going to be very easy. This is going to be the toughest race of the night for Ken Roczen.
And it's not like he's preserved. I mean, he's pushed really, really hard and aggressive, so we'll see if Ken Roczen can do it. Joey Savacci's been okay tonight. Championship points, if we're looking at it through the championship lens, Savacci and Anderson, great in race 2. They're kind of mathematically in this thing, but Justin Cooper was great also, so a little bit of wild card action up front, but it's good to see Anderson get back to it. I'd like to see him with a clean start in this one. Yeah,
definitely. Anderson is just going to get more comfortable the more time that he has on the bike. This is a new team for him. But I might have to go with your pick of Justin Cooper to win the final race.
Okay.
Right? Roczen doesn't have to win the final race to win it. I think Justin Cooper wants to go out and put an exclamation point on his trip to Buenos Aires.
And he would do that if he did grab the win. They're about to load the gate for the final race of SX1. It's a 12-lapper. The moisture's come in. It is as slick as it's been all day long. And Ken Roczen is set up to go for the sweep. If he can do it, he's got 12 laps to hold on to Justin Cooper, Jason Anderson, Christian Craig, and the rest of the riders in this SX1 finale. Let's go to Kristen Pete.
And Daniel, before we drop the gate, here in turn 5, I'm noticing those deep ruts developing on the high line. I'm also noticing on the low line, on the inside, we're seeing that slick kind of inside line that the riders were talking about, losing their real traction on as a rider. How do you choose a line for this section? I don't know where I'd even go.
Well, they're going to find out right here early on this sight lap. One more sight lap before they get into their final race of the night, and the SX1 points look like this. Ken Roczen has been absolutely phenomenal tonight, grabbing 10 points in both sprint races. Justin Cooper, way better in race 2. Look at those scores between Cooper and Craig. They split them. Sitting at 15 right now. Joey Savacci also has 15. Anderson and Deegan at 12. So the battle for the podium is really tight. For Ken Roczen to lose this, he would need either Cooper, Craig, or Savacci to grab the win, and Ken Roczen to finish third in order for Roczen to lose this overall in Buenos Aires. But I think this battle for second is going to be awesome. Second and third up for grabs in this final race between a lot of riders. And we're about to kick things off with SX1 Race 3.
All right, getting ready for the final race of the night, SX1 main event. Jeff, you mentioned to me that you think that this could be Haiden Danger getting his first win here in race number 3. He's just 19 years of age, making his debut in the 450 category on the Yamaha here tonight. Let me just bring up a little stat for you here. There have been 10 motorcycle Grand Prix held right next door at the Ciudad Autodromo Oscar Iwan Galvez racetrack. The first one was held in 1961. An Argentinian motorcycle racer by the name of Jorge Kisling won his first Grand Prix on a matchless here on that day. It was his first ever race in a Grand Prix, and he was only 21. Could history repeat itself here today?
Well, unfortunately for Haiden Danger, he should be in gate 7, but because of that issue, he's way on the outside. But now he has some time on the bike. He's going to be more comfortable. We'll see if that Yamaha team made some changes to it. Haiden starts in the top 5. He might be just wild enough and useful enough to where he just goes for the win.
Well,
okay?
I think
and it's going to be exciting for the fans, but he just can't start that far back and expect to win against the likes of Roczen and Anderson and Savacci and Craig, right?
Is it a case of you don't know what you don't know, too, right? It's his first race, meaning it's his first race on the 450, right? Everything that's coming at him is something that's brand new and fresh, and sometimes what you don't know, you don't worry about, you just do.
But he's a 19-year-old kid, right? He's a professional champion, but you got to preface it with he's 19. Like, what decisions did you make when you were 19, right? It's like he's in such a different realm, and I don't think that he really, I don't think he lets any of this stuff really bother him too much. He's just like, hey, I'm just going to go ride my dirt bike, and I'm going to twist the throttle. I'm going to go for it, you know?
Probably not many that we should talk about here tonight, but let's talk about Ken Roczen. We got 1:45 to go. Does he have enough energy for 12 more laps and a perfect night?
I think he does. I mean,
I think he does too.
He takes his fitness and the health of his body so seriously, and I think that he has enough experience and mindfulness to work his way through this championship. I'm looking for Justin Cooper to do something big in this final Moto2.
I think he's there. Yeah. We talked about it, Jeff. I said it in my open when this thing got started. These riders are going to push themselves physically and mentally further than they think they can go, and Ken Roczen knows how to do that. I think mentally he's going to overcome the physical handicap here tonight of his stomach virus.
Yeah, hey, Ralph, I just caught in one of the long shots. One of the Starks was off to the side of the gate, like outside of the finish line turn, and hadn't gone into the gate area. So I'm wondering... Yeah, see on the right side of our screen, we just missed it. One of the Stark Future bikes, they are working on it.
Here's the points that are up for grabs. 25 for the win, paying all the way back through 10th. So important and so valuable to grab every point. Jeff, there is an opening in the gate slot right there.
See the top right of your screen?
And there's the open gate. Not sure which one that is. If that's Freezy, I'm guessing it's Freezy.
Yeah, it's Freezy because Zaragoza's to the left of the center.
10 seconds to go. The final race of the night here in Buenos Aires at the Ciudad de Buenos Aires GP. SX1 main event time. Here we go. Drop the gate. Roczen, first one to the corner, he goes wide. Anderson comes across, gets knocked sideways. Just when it looked like he was going to get second, he loses a couple of spots. Cooper finds himself in second, and he sets sail on the 32 after Roczen. And Jorge Zaragoza gets another great start on the Stark. He's riding in third on the 99.
No, Ralph. Deegan is third now.
Oh, boy, look at Nope. Yeah, you're right. It is Deegan who's up to third. How about that? That's the start he needed, Jeff.
Exactly. My prediction was if he starts in the top 5, he can work his way into the top 3 and have a chance at playing a role in how this final race turns out.
There he is. The Stark runs behind him. Now Anderson gets around the Stark. One rider down to the right side of the finish line jump.
I believe
there they are. It's the 98 and the 911. Tixier and Politelli.
And Freezy did not make the start, Ralph.
No, that was the Stark that was out. You were pointing. And here comes Haiden right there. There's Anderson. Anderson getting the start that he needed too. Let's take a look at this start here. Opening lap. You see, is that Anderson?
Oh, on the left side of your screen.
There's the guys going down.
Yeah, Tixier and Politelli getting together through the whoops section. We started the night talking about the whoops. They're going to be difficult in the first lap here. In the final race of the night, 2 riders fall victim. Oh, and I'm really looking at, these are 450s, and their bikes are really laboring to get through there. Craig going around the outside, trying to go around the outside of Matt Moss.
Moss on the 102, happening. Craig on the 28.
Simonson right there.
Simonson on the Rick Ware bike, the 88. He's moved up. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th right there. Venom Racing, Quadlock Honda Racing, and RB's Rick Ware Racing.
There he goes.
Nice move there. Gets around him coming out of the corner. And Simonson moves up a spot. That'll put him up to 7th.
And the question is also, where's Joey Savacci? He's back in 10th.
Here's Moss on that 102 as we take a look at how that played out.
Craig was way too optimistic that he was going to go around the outside of the veteran Matt Moss. He knows how to bang bars and protect his position.
Matt Moss has been at this game for a long time. And here's Deegan trying to catch up to the backside of Cooper. Meanwhile, Ken Roczen, as we look at how they run right now in the points, Roczen would win it with a perfect night, taking all 45 points available. He can hang on for his 3rd win of the night.
So Cooper is a rider that rides from being perfect. He's very smooth, very still on the bike, makes very little mistakes. Deegan, on the other hand, he's a rider that kind of hangs it out, okay? Yeah. The problem is right now, with the track being the way that it is, it makes it more difficult to ride that aggressive. It makes it difficult to override the track. You can end up making mistakes. And right now, it looks like Cooper has pulled out just a little bit, probably close to 4 seconds over Haiden Deegan. Looking at the lap times, last time around, Roczen was your fastest, 53.8, then a 54.1. And Deegan a 55.2, so he slipped off the back just a little bit.
Jeff, look at the point standings, how they run at the bottom of the screen here. Not only is Haiden Deegan looking at getting on the podium for the first time in a 450, but he can finish 3rd overall here tonight on his 450 debut.
Yeah,
that is tremendous.
Yeah, and it's all going to depend on Christian Craig, who currently runs 5th behind Jason Anderson. If Craig can pick up a point, he'll tie it up. So it's super close at this point.
Getting close to the halfway.
Your name's Ken Roczen.
Yeah, right. Getting close to the halfway point here. Oh, hang on, Kenny. Man, that thing got loose coming through there.
That might have been the only time that I've seen him get out of shape all night long.
Pretty much.
Right?
Over the finish line jump, and Roczen's on to another one. Here's that fight between Cooper and Deegan.
Take a look right here, skimming through the whoops, and then whoop, it starts to slide a little bit. Luckily, he was at the end of the whoop section, a little left, little right, and then boom, he popped over the last whoop.
no harm, no foul.
He's so far ahead of the bike, Jeff, that it starts to move behind him. He's already correcting before it gets too far out.
Yeah, and to put it into perspective, Ken Roczen turned to 53.3. I think that was faster than his Super Pole lap.
I think
or right about there.
Yeah, no, I think it was.
And we're at the end of the night. The track's slippery. The whoops are nasty. See him go through.
He's sick. He's out of energy.
Yeah, nothing seems to phase Ken Roczen here tonight.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look at Cooper. He's decided to jump through the whoops.
Meanwhile, Hagen blitzing through. Anderson taking the same approach.
And then Craig right there. Craig needs to find a way here in the last 5 laps to close up on the back of Anderson. If he makes that pass, that's probably going to put Craig on the podium. If he doesn't, Haiden Danger on the podium.
It'd be unbelievable.
His first 450 race.
It'd be unbelievable. It's been the big talk of the preseason of the FIM World Supercross Championship. Haiden Danger making that debut on the 450 here with us. And boy, has he delivered here tonight. And the storyline leaving Buenos Aires is going to be all about Haiden Danger as well.
And you got to wonder, without that technical issue about gate pick, which dropped him from 7th gate pick to last, I mean, that changed the entire night.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. But overall, I mean, you see the way that he's just throwing the bike sideways. He's basically blown out every berm on the track, in these races. But he rides this 450 a lot like he rode a 250. He just doesn't. He just has more horsepower.
Jeff, you're a father. Your son Jagger just turned 18 this week, so he's only a year younger than Haiden is. You know Brian Deegan very well. You've raced with him. You've hung out with him for years. You grew up with him. What do you think Brian says to Haiden after a night like this as a father looking forward? What would you say to Jagger?
No, I would say that, I would say I'm really proud of you. I think that you've rode a great race. We still have a couple more laps here before we get to the finish, and he needs to execute those laps and not make any mistakes, right? Crash the whoops, hurt yourself. But overall, a great way to join World Supercross here, ride with some of the most talented Supercross racers on the planet, and get some experience on that 450, and then go back and go, okay, what could we have done better?
Yeah.
No, great ride.
And Ken Roczen has got to be thrilled with his performance, with everything that was stacked against him coming into the night. So down on his physical power and with the stomach virus.
Yeah, taking a look at the lap times, 54.4. Yeah, it's a second off of his fast time. He's still a second faster than everybody else. Justin Cooper.
Yeah. Craig has got to get one more spot, I think, Jeff, to take third away from Haiden Danger on the podium if he can pull it off. Christian has got to get around Jason Anderson.
Yeah, and he's 5 seconds behind Anderson, roughly 4 or 5 seconds. He was a second faster than him last time around, or close to a second. So he's picking up time, but
he's running out of laps.
He's just not enough to really make a difference. Yeah, you see the gap right there. I mean, Jason Anderson's already out of our shot.
And Jeff Anderson running the whole season, coming in here, looking at a 4th place finish here in this main event, getting some good points. He's going to be a tough guy to beat for this championship this year.
Yeah, essentially because Roczen, Cooper, Deegan, wild cards at this point. So when you look at, okay, the riders that are scheduled to ride the entire championship, Anderson, Craig are 2 of the favorites. Savachi, who is always consistent in this SX1 division, having a 9th right now, really off the pace, or at least as far as his running position. Joey's certainly not going to be happy with this final race of the night.
Ken Roczen won this championship in 2022, 2023. He was second to Eli Tomac last year in 2024. And he is definitely going to leave here as the points leader as we come down to the final couple of laps here in Buenos Aires.
See, those whoops are so tough right now, but he only has to go through one more time. So last lap yet? Yeah, final lap.
But he's not backing off at all either, is he?
No.
And he's still charging.
I mean, he's 10.9 seconds out front. And this is a guy that was worried about his health and his physical condition of, will I even be able to ride today? And he has found a way to go out and dominate round one of this World Supercross Championship. Zaragoza there had the great start. He has really slid back to 14th right now. Definitely not what he was hoping for.
Flashes of brilliance for the start here tonight, but overall some frustrations, but good building for them.
On the flip side, Roczen's been the man.
Here he comes, Ken Roczen on his way to his 4th overall victory in World Supercross competition and his 12th race win as Ken Roczen lights the candles here in Buenos Aires with the win in round number 1 of the 2025 championship in the Buenos Aires City GP.
All the fellas that...
And look, Jeff, he wants to make a victory lap. Do you see that? He said, I'm going again. I want to salute the fans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's probably going, I can't believe I just swept the night.
And Haiden Danger finishes 3rd. He should end up 3rd in the overall in his 450 debut as Anderson holds off Craig for 4th and 5th. What a night for Haiden Danger as well, as Ken Roczen begins the celebration.
Yeah, just riding around, acknowledging all of the amazing fans here in Buenos Aires. I wasn't able to make it over to the pit area today, but I assumed that it was a complete madhouse everywhere you went, but in front of Ken Roczen's pit would have been stacked.
Oh yeah, here's the confirmation on the points. Roczen 45, maxes it out just like Max Anstey did earlier tonight in SX2. 45 points to take as he wins all 3 races tonight. Justin Cooper is 2nd, and then Haiden Danger behind him in 3rd. And look, Jeff, nobody in the fans leaving at all.
No, they want to see that final podium ramp. Yep.
Let's hear from the winner. Kristen Beat has Ken Roczen off to the side of the racetrack.
Ken Roczen with a clean sweep on the night. Ken, congratulations. Things got a little crazy out there in the whoops. How fast was your heart beating? How much confidence does this win give you leading into Vancouver?
Oh, I feel like I rode really well. You know, it's there's a fine line between pushing for speed and then you know, sliding out, making mistakes. Like, it happens so quick. And then the whoops, I mean, you crack the throttle 5% too much. That's because of the moisture. That's when it steps out. And then if you back it down just a little bit, you hit every single one. So it's just, I was experimenting with it a little bit. And but man, I had fun out there. I thought the track was awesome. And my favorite part off the track was the whoops, honestly.
Ken, congratulations, the 2-time World Supercross champion, taking the Buenos Aires City GP and finishing 2nd. Justin Cooper, this track required a mindfulness. What were you conscious of?
Yeah, just like Kenny was saying, got more slippery each time out, so got a little bit more tricky and had to focus a little bit harder. So, yeah, you couldn't really ask too much of the track tonight. It was, you got to be patient out there. So, yeah, got 2 good starts in the end there and two second places to finish off the night. It was a good night and enjoyed my time here in Argentina.
Really leaning into that Argentinian vibe with the messy jersey, Justin Cooper, 2nd overall on the night. And finally, in his much anticipated 450 debut, earning a podium. Now, Haiden, I'm curious, what did you learn, not about the bike, but about yourself tonight with the odds stacked against you?
Man, I'm just getting used to this bike still, so I was like, just keep learning throughout the day. And unfortunately, we lost 2 clutches in the first or second moto. I was like, throw on that other clutch. It's you can like roll it back. And I was like, we're sending it. We're giving her all she got. And yeah, man, you guys were awesome. The crowd is insane. Man, I love Argentina, baby.
Haiden, to look around and to acknowledge and see that you're now racing in the premier class against riders that you once looked up to. How does this moment resonate with you?
Yeah, I mean, I've dreamed of racing against Ken Roczen since I was a little kid. I have photos of me in the grandstands. I had his jersey in my room. So just being on the same track as these guys, man, it's a huge accomplishment of myself and whole team and family. Thank you, guys.
How would you describe the racing out there tonight? What were you telling yourself as you were trying to chip away race 1, race 2, race 3, and finally finding yourself on the podium here?
Yeah, I was just like, whatever gets thrown at me, let's learn today. And I'm sure we'll have situations like this again. So I was like, we're going to take the best of it and put a show on for the crowd. And you did just that. Haiden Danger earning his first podium and his debut in the World Supercross Championship on a 450. Give it up for Haiden Danger.
Well, Jeff, Haiden Danger loves Argentina, baby. Enthusiastic, to say the least. Awesome ride for him tonight. No respect for our tough blocks or the berms. I mean, but he was incredible. Are you impressed with what you saw from the 19-year-old tonight?
Yeah, no doubt. Deegan, I think the fact that he rode so aggressive but didn't go down, he was faced with that bad gate position. I mean, that had to be really frustrating and kind of, feel like he had some hurdles to overcome on the way.
He had an outside gate pick every single race due to missing his gate pick earlier before the racing started, which penalized him, put him on the outside, so he never really had a clean shot at the first corner. But that last one was really good. He ended up getting into the top 3 on this first lap. So watch this. He's 4th right here. Zaragoza, well, he gets him, sorry. We had the big crash right here. Jason Anderson making contact down there as well. And this battle was sick. Christian Craig, Matt Moss. Hey, Christian Craig, Matt Moss ain't gonna let you get that.
Yeah, there was incredible racing in the middle of the pack in both of our divisions, especially this 450 race 3, or the SX1 race 3. I mean, but Ken Roczen he just swept the floor with everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he was perfect. I don't recall. I mean, he had a couple kickouts. You guys got excited a couple times with the kickout, but he never even let it affect him in the whoops. Just drove forward. Never let up in that last race. 13.8 seconds. I mean, these other riders got friends and family watching at home, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and
not very nice.
I've had one race that I can remember in my career where I came in sick and I was worried that it just wasn't going to go well. And I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, and I ended up winning, right? And it's odd that way. I mean, we've heard stories time after time about these championship riders that, oh man, they're not feeling good, and then they find a way to win. I think it's just getting out there and focusing and not letting anything distract him.
Podium celebrations happening now. Ken Roczen grabbing the win. Haiden Danger 3rd in his debut. Justin Cooper bounces back in those last 2. A podium that may have been predicted by some, but pretty impressed with everybody for different reasons, Jeff. But when you see that podium, your thoughts overall on tonight's SX1 podium?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Ken Roczen. Justin Cooper is now becoming a veteran in the 450 class. He's no longer the young guy. He's got some time under his belt. I think he got better as the day went on. And remember, it's his first time in World Supercross.
Congratulations to Ken Roczen on the win and the sweep, dominating night. He said he loved the whoops more than anything tonight, and you see Justin Cooper jumping there at the end, Haiden Danger getting through him pretty solid, Christian Craig, someone who's great in whoops, having his own issues. Obviously, Jeff, a super challenging set, but Ken Roczen absolutely ripped him tonight.
Yeah, and he earned that, the victory podium that he's on. And I tell you, when you're on the World Championship stage, you win a Grand Prix, as the winner, they play the national anthem for your home country. And there's just something really special about that. And Ken had to work for it tonight. He made it look easy. I don't think it was easy, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he and these other riders can do 1 week from now when we go to Canada.
He had great starts. The one race where he didn't have a phenomenal start was race 2, but in that race he was super aggressive early. And Jeffy showed me that he not only can win when he's out front with a clear track and take off, but he can pass too. And he did it really aggressively, very quickly, I mean, very impatiently, and it paid dividends for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think your top 5, maybe not predictable in the order with Roczen, Cooper, Deegan, Anderson, Craig, Devin Simonson 6th in that last race. I think that was a great ride. Brees was 7th. Savachi, though, in 8th. He can't be happy with that.
Yeah, well, and he went in with a contention for a podium, too, and that's the tough part, is he had a chance at a podium, but a tough race from there. Let's go to Chris.